10 years is a lifetime when measured in memories. For Arman, every corner of his world carried traces of Liyana, the laughter echoing in the college canteen, the late-night walks under streetlights, the whispered promises of forever. They had built their youth together, brick by brick, dream by dream. And then, without warning, she was gone. The breakup wasn't loud. No shouting, no slammed doors. Just a quiet conversation in a cafe where Liyana's eyes refused to meet his. "I can't do this anymore," she said, voice trembling but firm. "We've grown in different directions." Arman's heart cracked in silence. He wanted to argue, to remind her of the years they had survived exams, family pressures, and distance. But her tone carried finality. He nodded, because sometimes love means letting go, even when it feels like dying. The days after were unbearable. He woke expecting her good morning texts, only to find his phone empty. He reached for her hand in crowded streets, forgetting she wasn't there. Nights were the worst, lying awake, replaying their last conversation, wondering how 10 years could dissolve into a few sentences. His friends tried to help. "You'll move on," they said. "But how do you move on from someone who shaped your very existence?" Arman's agony was quiet but consuming. He stopped visiting places they loved, the riverside bench, the bookstore where she once picked out poetry for him. Even music betrayed him, every song seemed to carry her voice. He wrote letters he never sent, pages filled with questions. Did I not love you enough? Did I fail to see your pain? The answers never came, yet amid the suffering, he tried to cope. He poured himself into work, staying late at the office to avoid the silence of his apartment. He began running at dawn, chasing exhaustion to numb the ache. He even joined a photography club, hoping to see beauty through a lens instead of through memories. But healing is not linear. Some mornings he felt strong, other nights he collapsed, clutching her old scarf like a lifeline. One evening, months after the breakup, Arman found himself at the riverside bench. He hadn't planned it, his feet carried him there. The sunset painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson. He sat down, heart heavy, and whispered, "I miss you." For the first time, he allowed himself to cry openly, tears falling into the river that had witnessed their laughter years ago. It was raw, painful, but strangely cleansing. He realized then that grief was not something to escape but something to carry. Liyana had been his world, but she wasn't his future anymore. The love they shared was real, and losing it didn't erase its beauty. His suffering was proof of how deeply he had loved. Slowly, he began to accept that healing meant honoring the past without being imprisoned by it. Arman still dreams of her sometimes, her smile, her voice, the way she once said, "Forever." He wakes with tears, but also with gratitude. 10 years of love had shaped him, taught him vulnerability, and given him memories that would never fade. He walks forward now, scarred but alive, carrying both the agony of loss and the quiet strength of survival. Love had broken him, but it had also taught him that even in heartbreak, there is beauty. And though the pain lingers, he knows one day it will soften into something gentler, a reminder of a love that was once his whole